Hello everyone and welcome to today's tutorial with Joanne Mulligan. With the new 2016 holiday catalog coming out next week, we tend to forget all the great sets that are available in the annual catalog. This is one of those sets. It's Joyful Nativity. It was introduced this year, and we are also going to use the designer series paper this Christmas, which is also available in the annual catalog. So all these products are available in the annual catalog, not the new holiday catalog that will be coming out. Let's get started. First, I'm going to take a piece of very vanilla cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to fold it and score on 4 1/4, bone folder to get a nice sharp crease. And we're going to set that right aside for now. Next, we're going to take a small very vanilla panel. I will have all the dimensions on my website. And we're going to take the stamp Joy from that set. If you notice, my stamp is kind of icky. It's been used quite a bit. I have used the cherry cobbler. I taught this in a class, so we really used a lot of it. It has a tendency to stain with the photopolymer stamps. Does not affect how the stamp is used. Just doesn't look very pretty, but to me it's a very well-loved stamp. So that shows that you love this stamp a lot. So we're going to ink up our Joy. When you're using the foam pads, remember, tippy taps. You don't want to smash into the pad like the felt pads. These are foam. So get a nice good coverage of ink. Place it right in the center and press down. And there we go. There's your Joy. To get the little circle that's going to be cut out, we're going to use the 1 3/8 inch circle framelit from the layering framelits. That will just go right in the middle, and we're going to run that through the big shot. And when it's done, it's going to look just like that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a scrap of the musical notes paper, and we're going to use our 2-inch punch. Now this is going to have a little trouble getting in there, so here's a little trick for you. If you have a short piece of paper to get it into your punch, put a little post-it note on the top. That way you can use that as your handle. We're going to slide that right in there, and we're going to punch out a circle. Now we're going to take a cherry cobbler piece. This is going to go behind here. Oop, if you notice, I have little threads. I must have to change my blade in my trimmer. Quick, easy way to get rid of those little fuzz balls there is to use your adhesive remover. And you can run it right along the side, and that will get rid of those little tiny fuzzies that show up when you need to change your blade in your trimmer. So we're going to do that real quick and get rid of those. Okay, what I'm going to do is line this up and make sure I have, see where my musical note is going to go behind here. This will all be obvious in a minute why I'm doing this in this crazy way. So we're going to use a little fast fuse and put this right behind here. And then it's going to go right over it. But before I do that, I'm going to use my angel, who's heralding in song. Now this is the felt pad, so I can tap a little harder with this one. Using the Archival Basic Black, and this is going to go right into the middle, and stamp that right in the middle. And see, it's right behind my Joy. I'm going to use some dimensionals, and these are going to go right on the 4 corners. And if you've seen me do videos before, you see me struggle getting these off. Well, someone sent me an email and told me a real cute trick. You just use your fingernail right in the middle, and it makes those little backings pop right off. I cannot remember her name at this moment, but thank you very much, and I will mention you in my blog post so you can get credit for teaching me this awesome little trick. And then we are going to attach this right over the top, so it's going to be popping up just a little bit. We'll set that aside. Oop, you know, I forgot a step. I wanted to do a little antiquing on that, so I'm just going to take this right off of here. Sometimes this happens, but my dimensionals haven't been on there very long, so I could just peel that right off. I want to give it an antique look, so I'm going to use some Tip Top taupe. And I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to tap it right into my Tip Top taupe, and I'm going to go right around the edges. Yep, every once in a while, good thing things don't stick right away, because sometimes you do have to peel things off. I was just very excited to show you that little step in my new little trick I learned. I forgot to do my sponging. Go right around all the edges. Okay, and now we're going to put it right back on top for right now. And then I'm going to take this, I'm just going to dab right over the top of this, just to give it a little bit of an antique look. To give it that nice old-fashioned parchment. There we go. Now we're going to set that aside. Next step we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of cherry cobbler and our designer series paper, and we're going to attach this right onto this. Oops. Boy, I'm having a lot of issues tonight. I apologize. Sometimes things go smoothly and sometimes you hit a few little rough patches. Okay, I'm going to put that right on there. Now we're going to take a piece of white ribbon and we're going to put it from behind, and I am just going to put a little tiny bit of fast fuse just to hold it. And I'm looking at this, and once again I got excited about my step and forgot to sponge, so I'm just going to go right along here, and I want to sponge on here. We want this to look antiqued as well. Normally I would do this before I adhered it, but like I said, got a little excited and ahead of myself. But it shows you that everybody makes mistakes every once in a while, and there's nothing that can't be fixed. So we'll just add this a little bit. Okay, now we're going to take this, and oh boy, we're tying bows here again, but this is just a knot, so I should have too many troubles. But if you know me, tying any kind of a bow is not my forte. My poor daughter, when she was little, her little pigtails were just the sorriest little things. Okay, whoop, get that all to the side. We're going to trim that. There we go. Okay, this whole thing is going to get mounted onto our card. Make sure it's opening up this right way. The way I'm going tonight, I'd be putting this thing upside down. I've done that many a time. I'm sure some of you have done the same. This is going to get put right on top of here. Still fussing with this bow. And then this is going to get mounted right onto the front of my card. Having trouble with the fast fuse now. Oh boy. And for the final touch, I like to have a little tiny bit of bling on everything. So I'm going to take a pearl jewel, use the tip of my scissors to get that off, and just dot my little J with a pearl basic jewel. And there we go. After all that struggling, there is our card. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. For a list of the products used and card dimensions, please click the link in the video description. Be sure to check out my website, stamptillyoudrop.com, for more ideas. I'm also on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram. Thank you for watching, and happy stamping!